Okay, I do think that I'm recording. I'm not really sure. So I just got my new camera. This is the Osmo Pocket 3, and I am still trying to figure out how to make this work. But I really want to film this video for you guys today, and I think it's gonna be really cool. I'm gonna try on all of my knitwear. Not every single thing, because there's some things that are put away into deep storage because I never wear them, and I don't think that that's worth showing today. But I'm going to show you the knitwear that I like, or I think has potential to be something really cool, and we will go from there. Okay, I'm going to try and figure out this camera and then we'll get started. Oh, I would like to say that there's quite a few items that have been put away for a while, so they do have creases in them. I was not going to block every single item before I made this video. I'm also wearing just a normal pair of black jeans. They're not super tight fitting, but they're not super loose either. Where the rise is fits exactly at my belly button. So they're a high rise jean. As you can see, like my smallest part of my body, which is right here, right, is not all that cinched in. So that's my body shape. Take it with a grain of salt. Everybody is different. I gave my measurements last video, but I do want to give them in this one as well. So upper bust right here, 36, 39, 33, today's a 30, and then my hips are 38. So please take everything that I say about these garments and how they fit me with a grain of salt. Your body may not mirror mine. Okay, so I just filmed a bunch of portrait videos of me trying on all of my favorite knitwear. And now I'm gonna sit here and talk to you about those items. I think I'm gonna scooch, I don't think I'm straight. One second. Still trying to figure out this new camera. I'm gonna sit over here, and then hopefully the videos of me trying them on will be over here. And we're gonna say hi to Nala because she's an old baby and we have to say hi. Okay. I'm gonna try all of these on again, and you'll see them in sitting, and we'll talk about them just a little bit. So let's get started. I'm gonna start off strong with the Farnham Sweater from the Knit Purl Girl. And I do believe that this has just a little bit less ease than it should be, or what's recommended in the pattern. And I really like this sweater, but there's certain things I don't love. For one, I don't love the yarn. This is the good wool. I tried it out. It's not for me. Two, I don't like that when I raise my arms, it lifts the entire sweater. This is one of my only sweaters that do that, and I can only imagine that's because of this area here, maybe because it's a drop shoulder and because it's a pretty hefty drop shoulder. I'm not 100% sure why it does that. And I don't know how I could go about fixing it in this situation. So I like this sweater. I'm not going to do anything to fix it. I may knit it again in a different wool, and we'll just see if I like it better then, and perhaps maybe with less ease, because maybe it's the ease that makes it ride up like that. I don't know. I do really like it. I think the shoulder detail is just stunning. I really like it. I like the colors I chose. It's just something about it, on at least my body, doesn't fit all that well. So again, this is the Farnham Sweater by the Knit Purl Girl. Now this is the clay sweater from Ozetta, and it's one of my favorite pieces. I love the color. This is the light brown from West Yorkshire Spinners, BFL Fleece DK, and it's the color 02, but it corresponds to light brown. I really don't have any complaints about this. This also raises up, but because it's much longer, it doesn't bother me all that much. I have no issue with the neckline. It's pulling funny because the microphone is under here, but I don't have an issue with it. The only thing I will say is that the bind off is tight, which you can't really tell if it's just like sitting on my body, but like if you felt it, it's tight. And this was my first time ever doing an Italian bind off. So I'm gonna give myself a pass on that, and I don't think I'm gonna unpick it and redo it because it doesn't bother me, and it looks absolutely super cute, just tucked in to clothes, to jeans. Just so cute. I love this. Such a good sweater. This is my hand spun Traveler, and I love the Traveler. I think I've made that pretty clear in my previous videos because I just have so much love for my Travelers. Also, this is hand spun, so it's like, it's very, very like near and dear to my heart. I love everything about it except for the neckline. This neckline is way too tight, and I did that by accident because I had to spin more of this. I got to like here on the cuff and ran out of yarn. So I had a friend send me a little bit of her unspun wool. This is the Ashford Merino Silk in the color Sorbet. She had some, she had not spun yet, and she sent it to me. So I was able to spin it. I did spin it a little bit thicker, and it just is a little tight. So this is the first one that I have something that I actually want to do on. I'm going to unpick this collar. We're going to reknit it. And I think that this will be perfect. Generally, I like my sleeves a little bit longer, but these being bracelet length, I think just, it works. It just, there's something about this sweater that's just, it's just good. I love it. So that's what we're gonna do with this. I'm gonna unpick this neckline, make it looser. I do think that it'll sit down a little bit farther when I do that, and it could use a good block because it's quite scrunched up now. It could grow a little bit. So that's what's next for this hand spun Traveler. So for this one, this is my Pressed Flowers cardigan by Amy Christoffers, and this eats. No notes. I love it. I love the colors. I love everything about it. I wouldn't change anything except maybe the width of the upper bicep, but I honestly think it looks really nice on. It is a little snug for me, and I mean, like, there's positive ease. It's not negative ease or anything, but it's just a little snugger than I prefer. It's just a little bit more snug than I personally like to wear my garments, but like, honestly, I love this. I've worn it to work a couple times when I have to go into the office, and I think it looks so nice, and I think it complements my hair. So I love it, and I wouldn't do anything to change it. All right, so this is another one where I wouldn't change a single thing. I accidentally made the sleeves balloon sleeves, and I think that that was such a good choice on my part because I just think that proportionally it works so well. I love the stripes, I love the colors, I love everything about this. I love the yarn. It feels so soft. I can wear it even now. It's quite warm outside, and I don't feel any prickliness. This is Miss Babs Yowza, and for the black in the color Obsidian. And then in the contrasting colors, this is all Boss Kitty, BKDK, and it's an assortment of colors. It's Bath Yellow, Sassy Pants, and I can't remember the blue right now. Cold as Ice. There we go. So I love everything about this, and I don't want to take it off. I really don't. I wouldn't change anything. I'm so happy with the way it looks, the pattern, the execution, everything. I definitely think that this is my most favorite knit. I just love the way it looks. This is the Trove Sweater, and I do really love it. I cannot remember off the top of my head who this sweater is by, but it is knit out of Patagonia Organic Merino in the color light gray, and then these contrasting colors are my hand spun. So it's how do I say this? Not a fiber advent, but it was like a box set of fiber that I got from Boss Kitty Yarns. And I spun it into like a fingering to sport weight, and I used it for the contrasting colors. So I do really like this sweater, like a lot. It's really comfortable, it's really cute, but one thing I don't like is the length of the sleeves. I feel like with the balloon sleeve aspect to it, it looks funny. So I'm gonna rip these cuffs out and then knit maybe 3 more stripes and then put the cuffs back on. I think that will be so nice, so perfect, and it will actually make me wear this because I never wear it. And I do think it's because of the sleeve situation. But other than that, I think it's really cute and I like the color. So yeah. This one is my Traveler hoodie by Andrea Mowry. It is knit out of Too Much Pepper, Wonderland Yarns Too Much Pepper. And I love this. I have talked about it at length. I have nothing bad to say about it. The only thing I would change is this hood. It's way too small. I think this looks ridiculous with how oversized the sweater itself is. Now, am I ever gonna wear this as an actual hoodie? Probably not. So it doesn't really matter. And maybe one day I'll go back and just make this a crew neck. But I would make the larger size, if I made this pattern again, I would make the larger size hood for the size 4. And yeah, I think that that would be really good. I am a tight knitter and this came out way smaller than it should have. But I love this. I love this hoodie. And I would make it again, even though I have at this point 2. I would make another one. So this is my Midland cardigan. This is my Midland cardigan by Laura Penrose, and this is another one that I wouldn't change an absolute thing. I love the length of the sleeves. I love the length of the body. I even love the buttons that I chose because I wasn't sold on these at first, but I love it. I love this color. This is also West Yorkshire Spinners BFL Fleece DK, and this is in the color Marine. And I don't know, I love everything about this, and I would love to have another Midland cardigan, especially in like a dark like charcoaly color. I think that would look amazing, or like a really dark green, a foresty green. I think that would be also really beautiful. So don't be surprised if I knit another one of these. I never thought I would turn into the person that like repeated knitting. Like there's so many things I want to knit, new patterns and everything, but I think I'm gonna be the person that just like knits the same thing over and over because it fills a hole in my wardrobe, and that's okay. So yeah, Midland cardigan, Laura Penrose. It's a 10 out of 10. So this is the Fidalgo Pullover by Michele Fraz Knits, Michele Frazzetta of Michele Fraz. And I love this. It's really comfortable. It's knit out of the Scout, Kelbourne Woolen Scout in the color Mulberry Heather. I think that this fits really nicely. I think it would look great with a pair of slacks for work or just a pair of jeans if you want to go, you know, run errands. It's just an all-around really good sweater. I will say, if there was anything that I would change, it would be the increases along this back shoulder here. Now they're the same in the they're the same that are in the Fidalgo cardigan. So you're increasing rapidly on the increase rows, and I do think that that has a little bit of stiffness, which is great for like stability of the sweater, and it doesn't really bother me. But if this hasn't been blocked in a while, I can definitely feel it, especially when I move my arms. Now that's not to say that I wouldn't knit this again, because I absolutely would knit this again, especially if I needed something quick and easy to give to a friend. I thought that this was such a great pattern to do. So there's nothing that I'm gonna change right now, but it's something to keep in mind if I make this again, especially in a larger size, if I was knitting for someone a little bit bigger than me, I might do my increases a little bit differently. Maybe like one increase on the front side and one increase on the back side, just to give there a little bit of separation between the two increases. But overall, I love this, and there's nothing to do for right now. I love the length of the sleeves, I love the length of the body, and I really, really like this V-neck on me. I think that it looks really good on my body shape. It just opens it up and gives some brightness to my face, because I wear a lot of dark colors. So I just think that this brings some visual interest, and I do really love this sweater. So this is my Calm Down Cardigan by Lily Kate France. And I do really like this, but this is my in-the-house cardigan. I knit this out of Barocco 220 in the color Doeskin Heather, and it is not the recommended yarn for this pattern. I knit a worsted weight yarn into a DK weight pattern, and I did not change the gauge. So this thing is like, it's really dense. And while I do love that, it's not really like an outside garment. This is like, I need something to throw on when I'm cleaning or whatever. I think that it looks a little frumpy, but not in a way that like bothers me at all. And it has nothing to do with the pattern. It's just everything that I knit. I also knit the button band at kind of a tighter gauge than I should have, so it pulls up a little bit. So there's things that I would fix about this garment, but all of them stem from my yarn choice, my needle choice. So if I did fix it, I would just reknit it in a DK weight yarn. But other than that, I do really love this. This is my favorite thing to throw on in my office when I get really cold. And like I said, I think it's a lovely around the house garment. It's very soft. I like Cascade 220. This is the non-superwash version, and it's one of my favorite commercially available yarns. So there's nothing to do for this one in particular, but it's another one that I would consider knitting again. Okay, so this is the Skyline Tee by Tori Yu, and I knit it out of Illimani Sabri in the color 41 maybe? I'm not sure. It's the steely gray. And I just all around don't like this garment. I wanted to give it to my mom, but she got the sensory ick from the yarn. And I don't have that issue, but this is too tight. I do not like how tight these arms are. I don't like the way it feels on my skin. I don't like the way it makes my arms feel like I feel like they look pudgier than others. I'm not saying that my arms aren't pudgy. I'm just saying that this really shows that off. I just don't like the way this garment hugs me or fits me or anything really. So is there anything to do with this? I think the only thing to do is unravel it. I don't have anything against the pattern itself. I might even knit it again in like an actual wool yarn instead of a bamboo, alpaca. I don't know. Listen, maybe I'll just keep it around, and if I lose another 10 pounds, I'll come back to it and think, oh wow, this is great now. But for my body right now, I just don't like this. I do not wear it, and I just don't want to wear it. Okay, so this is the Fossil Frenzy by Hunt Hand Knits, I believe, and I love this. I love it. I love the length. I love the split hem, which I think is my only garment that has a split hem. And this was knit out of Sweet Georgia Tough Love Sock in the color, I don't know, in this charcoaly gray color, which is really nice. Okay, what would I change? This length is not good. This sleeve length, I don't like it. Especially because, again, it's like a little balloony and it's just not cute. Obviously, this was supposed to be a t-shirt. And the more I think about it, the more I kind of think I would like it as a t-shirt. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut off the cuff, knit it longer, and then put the cuff back on without this contrasting color, because I don't really like the contrasting color on the hem. And then if I still don't like that, I'll just make it short sleeves. No problem. We'll just rip back. And I don't know, I think this will get a lot of wear because it's so cute. Okay, so this is the Anacortes Pullover by Michele Fraz Knits, Michele Frazzetta of Michele Fraz. I really got to get back, like I got to get myself into the habit of saying who the person is, their actual name of what they, you know, go by on Instagram. So this I love, and I've talked about recently because I just finished it. Obviously I need to weave in the ends, and it's gonna get dyed. So this does have something that I'm gonna do, and I think I'm gonna dye it like a darker charcoal color because that's a color that I love to wear, and I think that I'll get a lot more wear out of this. This color definitely washes me out and I don't like it. So there is something to be done with this garment. And other than that, I like the length, I like the sleeves. These are like the opposite of the Skyline Tee. They fit really nicely. They're still baby doll tees, but I don't think that they make my arms look all that large like I feel when I wear the other tee. So overall, I'm really happy with this, except for the color, which I knew going in. So this is something that we're gonna fix. And lastly, we have the Stripe Height by Veronika Lindberg. I want to like this so much, and I just don't. I don't know if it's the colors. I know it's definitely the sleeve length. I hate the sleeve length, but I don't want to do any extra ribbing on it. I think that will look stupid. So I guess I could do another stripe, but I all around just like don't like this sweater. And I don't know what to do to make it better. I don't like the size of the sweater. I don't like the armhole depth. I don't like that there's no short row shaping in the back because I feel like it just like, I don't know. I think that the best thing I could do for this sweater is to unravel it. I have never once worn it, not on a podcast. I still have strings hanging out, everything. Everything's woven in, but I don't like this sweater. It doesn't make me feel pretty. It doesn't make me feel happy. And all around, I'm just annoyed that I spent time knitting it because I don't like it. So I think what we're gonna do to fix this is unravel it and repurpose the yarn because I love each and every one of these yarns individually. And I think that that's fair, that's valid. And this is the last thing that I have to share with you today. So I guess thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for looking at all my garments. Do you have a favorite thing that I've made, or has this inspired you to make anything? I hope that, you know, this inspires you to go like look at your knits, look at your wardrobe, what's working for you, and what's the little things that you can change to make it even more functional. So in my case, I have 4 garments that I'm going to make simple changes. I'm gonna over dye one, I'm gonna fix the sleeve length on 2, and then I'm gonna fix the collar on 1. And I think I'm gonna get so much more wear out of those items. And that's just a really exciting thing for me, to think that just a couple hours of mending, fixing, I'm gonna have something that I absolutely love. Now, we'll do a separate video of me and my socks because on those, I don't have things that I would change. I have things that I would fix. For example, holes, threadbare items, stuff like that. So moving forward, we'll do that. And thanks so much. I hope that you like this camera. I hope that this was better for you. And I hope that this is usable. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys. Please like and subscribe if you like this video, and I appreciate you. Okay, bye.